Hi, everybody. Welcome to Something to Talk About. I'm Taco. This is my Song of Ice and Fire lore series. And yeah, welcome. You clicked it. You know what it is. We're talking about Shadrich the Mad Mouse today. This is a fun character. And yeah, so my name's Taco. I do these in one big long rant. Gives me a chance to do some improv. And also, I do keep these cards so I don't get too lost. But yeah. So if you're new here, please click like and subscribe. If you're not new here and you haven't subscribed, please click like and subscribe. But if you are subscribed and you're not new here, still click like and comment. Tell me who I should cover next, because I cover non-POV characters from the Asoiaf and Fire lores, all over. Non-POV characters and characters who have not made it into any of the shows, except for those Muppet Tullies. They'll probably make it in the House of Dragon eventually, and I covered those guys. But let's get into it, right? So Shadrich the Mad Mouse. Who's that? I'll tell you. The Mad Mouse. Sir Shadrich, known as Shadrich of Shady Glen and Shadrich the Mad Mouse, is a Hedge Knight. So, yeah, I think this week is my Hedge Knight week. I mean, Clayton Suggs is only most likely, well, though he is a Hedge Knight, we know that, but we don't know if it's his personal heritage. Whatever. Covered Clayton Suggs, who also is a Hedge Knight, and now we're covering Shadrich the Mad Mouse. So it's my Hedge Knight week. All right. I didn't even plan that. It's a Hedge Knight. Sir Shadrich is a wiry, fox-faced man with a sharp nose and bristly orange hair, though he is now no more than 5'2", short enough to be mistaken as a boy. He has the face of an older man with wrinkles by his mouth and hard eyes. He also has a scar beneath his ear. Yeah, dude's seen some stuff. He might be 5'2". Don't mess with Shadrich the Mad Mouse. Not at all. A Hedge Knight. A Hedge Knight is a wandering knight without a master. The Hedge Knight travels the length and breadth of the Seven Kingdoms looking for gainful employment. Shadrich is not a tourney knight, instead saving his valor for the battlefield. He has a cocksure manner and is sharp-witted. He is not in it for honor or glory, just gold. Yeah, this guy's got one-track mind. That cheese, yo, because he's a mouse. All right. Shadrich's shield depicts his sigil, a large white mouse with red eyes on bendy brown and blue. The Hedge Knight rides a rangy chestnut courser. That's his horse. That's his horsey. All right. After the Blackwater, let's get into it. So we meet this character in Feast for Crows, one of my favorite books. Storm and Sword is probably the best, but I like Feast for Crows a lot. In a Brienne chapter. So, Sir Shadrich fought for Stannis Baratheon in the Battle of the Blackwater because he does get a lot of Hedge Knights who fight for him. After Stannis' defeat, Shadrich was forced to pay a ransom he could not afford, which he could still afford it. He was forced to pay it. It said he was forced to pay something he couldn't afford, but he still has all of his stuff. So apparently he was able to pay for it, but he's just super broke, meaning that he was ruined financially. Shadrich becomes a hired knight for the merchant Highbold and his serving men, but he has bigger fish he's looking for. So when Brienne runs into him, he's watching this merchant wagon caravan, and he just paid to do that. He's broke, but he still has his stuff because his shield and his armor does have his sigil on it. So some fans speculate that he was lying about his origin and that he didn't have to pay a ransom. But I think it's just worded really goofy because it says he was forced to pay a ransom he could not afford. But I think he did pay for it. He shouldn't have been able to afford it. It just made him broke. We shouldn't have bought all that stuff wife, yeah, now we're broke. We couldn't have afforded that, but we did it anyways. I don't know. At least that's how I'm reading it. I don't think he's lying here, but people do, and they're just as right as I am, right? We don't actually know. So so he's looking for bigger fish. We'll get into who that is. The merchant's man. Well, Shadrich is escorting Highbold's party to Duskendale. They are joined by Brienne of Tarth, Sir Creighton Longborough. I almost covered Sir Creighton Longbow instead. Shadrich just has more going for him because his story moves on past this point. But if you guys want me to cover either Creighton Longborough or Illifur the Penniless, let me know. They're fun Hedge Knights. I'll cover more Hedge Knights if you guys want me to. When Brienne says she is searching for her lost sister, Shadrich realizes that Sansa Stark, whom Brienne seeks, is who Brienne is seeking. So he sees right through her lie and kicks Batman right between his thighs. All right, crush Batman's heads in between his thighs. There you go. That's the Ultimate Showdown reference I had to go with. So Stannis is not Stannis. Wow. Brienne is like, I'm looking for a maid of 3 and 10 with eyeboy and hair. And he's like, Sansa? She's like, no, my sister. He's like, okay. Everyone knows who Sansa is, and we're all looking for her. So Shadrich realizes that it is Sansa Stark whom Brienne seeks. Shadrich explains Varys's offer of a plump bag of gold for Sansa, which would return him to the status he enjoyed before the Blackwater. Shadrich offers to split the reward, but Brienne carries on pretending she is seeking her sister. Shadrich becomes sarcastic because he knows she's lying. No, I'm looking for my sister. Okay. But he thinks that Varys will be paying a big pile of gold for Sansa, and that's why he is looking for Sansa. So he might be hanging out with this merchant and being a merchant's man. He's got his eyes on a bigger prize. Eye on the prize. And that is up to the Vale. Shadrich eventually turns up at the Gates of the Moon. So this is like right towards the end of Feast for Crows, and we will be getting into, just like the last one, we will be getting into some Winds of the Winter stuff. I'll let you know when we do. He eventually makes it to the Gates of the Moon as a newly hired Hedge Knight in service of Lord Peter Baelish, along with Sir Brian the Beautiful and Sir Morgath the Merry. Shadrich is introduced to Elaine Stone. Wink, wink. Elaine Stone. In the West Tower of the Gates. So, yeah, he found Sansa already. And this is, I think at the end of Feast for Crows. So we do know that him and 2 other guys are now employed by Peter, and they make it to the Vale. How did they make it to the Vale? They must have taken a ship. So maybe he's not as broke as he seems, because I don't think you can get through the Vale, like make it through that road, the high road, because like everyone's talking about how violent the high roads are right now, because like Timett, son of Timett, and his birdmen all have new weapons from Tyrion, and a lot of them, like, the high road's more dangerous than it's ever been before. So you're gonna need like a really crazy huge host. 3 dudes probably would have made it through, but we don't know. We don't know how he got there. We don't know how Peter decided to hire them. Did they just show up and they're like, "Hey, hire us," or did he hear from somebody and then maybe he went, like, sent a boat to go get them? I don't know. But I do know the tournament in the Vale. So yeah, this is winter stuff. So I'm going to cover it as if we know it, but the Winds of Winter is not out. It's not published. It's just sample chapter. A lot of this can change. So keep that in mind. It should have a little bit of an asterisk to it. The tournament in the Vale, when Elaine is greeting guests the day before the tourney for the Brotherhood of Winged Knights. So the tourney of the Brotherhood of Winged Knights, that's a huge name. It's for Little Lord Sweet Robin's like fake Kingsguard, not actual Kingsguard. So he wants a Brotherhood of Winged Knights to protect him because he's obsessed with the story of the Winged Knight. So they're having this tourney at the Gates of the Moon, and the winners get to become his sworn protectors. So that's what a lot of people are here for. It is, so it is to be held at the Gates of the Moon. She bumps into Sir Shadrich, but he prevents her from falling. He saves her. He tells her and Miranda Royce, I would cover Miranda Royce if you guys ask me, that he does not intend to participate in the joust. He's like, no, I'm not here to joust. When Elaine asks if he will try the melee, he replies that a Hedge Knight's hope for melees, that they like melees, but if they can't find a bag of dragons later at the feast, so he's pretty much hinting so that's what he told Brienne, that if he finds Sansa, he'll get a bag of dragons, and he uses that exact wordage, like, maybe I'll do the melee if I don't find a bag of dragons. He's saying that to Sansa, to Elaine, right? He found her, pretty much, right? He did it. He did what Brienne really failed at. If they can find a bag of dragons later. So I don't know why I have a comma here. If he can't find a bag of dragons, I'm adding later on. Oh my god. So we like melees if we can find a bag of dragons. Hint. All right. So later at the feast, Elaine dances with Shadrich, among with others. So he even dances with Sansa at the feast. Little sneaky little Mad Mouse he sniffed out the cheese. And but the question is, does he know what he has, right? I love this picture that I found by the Sly Todd. There you go, Sly Todd. He found his bag of dragons. He told Brienne that he was looking for a bag of dragons, and that's what he tells Sansa. So question is, does he know who she is? Will he kidnap Sansa and try to take her back to King's Landing? Or is he, because he says Varys is going to offer a bag of dragons, is that just something he heard? And is he just going to take her back to King's Landing? And even though it's not Varys there, he'll just try to get his dragons from whoever's there? Or does he literally mean Varys, like he's in league with Varys? That's a possibility, right? So if he's actually in league with Varys, will he take her to him, or like to John Connington's group, or over to Pentos? Who is he actually going to take her to? Or will he try, and then will Sir Arthur Brune or Big Daddy Kettleblack catch on and kill him? Because that's a possibility. We covered Big Daddy Kettleblack, and I haven't covered what's his name? Luthor Brune. I kind of wanted to, but I feel like he's mostly covered. Maybe I will eventually. But will they catch on and just murder Shadrich? Is that just a possibility? They do know who Sansa is, and if he's in league with them, will he eventually get one of them to squeal? Does he know? That's my main question. There is a tinfoil theory out there about old Shaddy that he is Howland Reed because they are both short. Wow. Yep, that's literally, I always look at fan theories in case I want to bring them up here. And one of them's like, hear me out. Howland Reed. Okay. Why? They're both short. There are only one short person in the whole Seven Kingdoms. And they're all Howland Reed. Oh my god. That's some tinfoil there. Yeah, I just want to know where this is going to lead. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And please click like, subscribe, all that. Tell me what you think Shadrich is up to and if he's going to succeed or not. But there you go. Thank you for watching my video about the Mad Mouse. Click like, subscribe if you haven't yet. And look out for Mad Mice.